Hey y'all, I hope everyone is well. This is Tip, SWEETZECCENTRIC. Look for me in paradise. I got some other names too. Anyway, I hope everyone weekend is going well. Um, Mine is going great. I'm alive. My son's alive. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, Today's video is probably gonna be shorter than usual. We'll see. I can run my mouth, okay? Uh, so we'll see. All right. What did I want to talk about today? Oh, okay. The infamous sugar. Okay, my relationship with sugar is very complicated. All I can tell you is that growing up, my mother did not let us have a lot of sugar. It was every once in a while. You know, sugar is really, well, white sugar is really bad because it's processed. It's not at its natural state. It's just overboard. I mean, I think America is really bad at that. Like, you can go to other countries or eat other, sweets or pastries or candies, and they do not have even close to the sugar that we have. So, it's something that we really struggle here in America. I mean, sugar is like a drug, really. It gives you the feeling of drug use. The dopamine that you have naturally within your body, it definitely fulfills that and brings it to high levels. So it can definitely be addictive, and it's bad, bad, bad for your body, for your teeth, everything. So my mother had the right idea of not giving us that, but you have to be realistic that even though it's not good for you, but it's still here and it's still around us. It's pushed in our face 24/7. TV, movies. Some people, just gotta have the sugar. So she didn't balance it, and that's where everything went crazy, because everything has to have balance. I don't care what it is. It has to have balance in order for it to work properly. And so by her not allowing me and my sisters to eat a lot of sugar, guess what I did when I got grown? Sugar crazy, okay? That's why I have some teeth issues at this point in time in my life, and I have been struggling to deal with that for a long time, and accept the state that in which they are in. It's been very hard, but I'm okay now. It's like, whatever. Like, you don't like the way my teeth look, just don't look. And a lot of people say, root canals and implants, and that's all good. Maybe one day I'll get my bag up and I can get some teeth. But at this point, they were saying that some people who get root canals or something inside of their mouth to replace the teeth are actually slowly poisoned, and it can lead to even worse problems. Besides just being snack tooth, it could, heart problems, things like that. So who knows? I may have made the, was put in a position, or am in a position where I do suffer cosmetically, but I'm alive, so we can weigh it out like that. That's how I like to think about it anyway. But you have to beware of dentists. There's a very famous dentist out there. She's on a reality show. I went to her before. Very nasty. Her and her staff, very nasty. They did unnecessary work in my mouth as well, and that's another reason why I suffer today. They made it so it's hard for me to get a bridge in my mouth. So if y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. But I ain't saying no names, but you know who you are. Anyway, so all I can tell parents to do is balance it. Balance it, balance it, balance it. I understand you don't want your kids to have sugar, but balance the sweetness, so they can have a taste, so it won't be so foreign to them. So when they get older, they're not like me, and they go out and they just go crazy with the sugar, and they suffer later, because teeth problems, they get bad, they transform into heart problems, and you can't be messing with the heart. The heart is very, very hard organ to lose. Okay, not many people live without it. They have all the alternatives like animal hearts and stuff like that, but nobody wants to live with a pig heart, do they? Not really. But some people do. I'm not knocking anybody who has done that. If that's how you feel you want to live, then hey, it's all good. I'm not tripping at all. I have nothing to say about that because I haven't been in that position. I pray God that I never have to be. Y'all like my little accent? Okay. But with sugar, let me see. Okay, I've been talking for a little bit. Okay. Sugar. All I want to say is, I just said all that to say, parents, balance is the key. Balance. Don't totally keep it away from them, but don't let them have it all the time, because that's all they're going to want. Okay? We got grown people in their 50s addicted to sugar. And, I still have issues. I have to balance it, and I have to, really, when I go to the grocery store, I have to be strong and say, I will not buy this, I will not buy that. And then when I get home, I'll be like, oh, I want some sugar, I want you. And then I say, you know what, I'll just eat a fruit, or I'll just sit my butt down somewhere. I'm not going to die if I don't get it. But if you become addicted to it, your body is used to it, and it needs it to function until you can detox your system. It's some real stuff. Whatever you put in your body, that's what you are. So if you've been eating dye red and number dye blue and plastic all your life, that's what you are. You're not going to live to 100 eating plastic or eating red dye and blue dye. And, it ain't going to happen, because we were not created to eat these things. We were created to eat vegetation. And then after the flood, God said it's okay to eat meat. But now, even with the meat, because they're so lazy now and they're so greedy now, they're not even willing to process and do the meat correctly, so we can have meat and eat it and benefit ourselves. It's all about money now. It's not about nutrition or anything like that. If something has more than 3 ingredients, it's not food. Point blank period. It's just not food. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Some people have to be proved. Some people have to actually have scientific evidence or be proven that vegetation was the original food that we're supposed to eat, and it's really made for us. It has all the natural things, natural remedies and things to fight cancer and stuff like that. God created that for us. It goes hand in hand, but some people still need proof of that. That's how brainwashed we are when it comes to food. So and then if you can, raw sugar, brown sugar, the original state of it, not the processed white stuff. Anything really white that's processed is not good. White bread, sugar, milk, okay? That wasn't meant for us. It's other milks that we can drink, like almond milk and stuff like that. But those milks were made for their babies, okay? So that was my rant on sugar, okay? And like I said, it's not like y'all not gonna see me eating sugar, because I am gonna eat sugar, but I'm telling you, I got issues with it, and it's a daily fight, okay? All right. Oh yeah. Last time I talked about blended classes, and I spoke on how all the children can benefit from each other. But one thing that I failed to reiterate or to stress is that a really smart kid can learn from a special education child, because children with special needs, I'm gonna tell you, they're the honest people you ever want to meet. They're pure and they're genuine. You don't have to worry about them being phony. You don't have to worry about them putting up a front or an air or an act. These kids are the real deal. If they like you, if they love you, they love you and they like you. And if they don't, they don't. They won't even come around you. They real. And they have pure love. Something that the world is lacking. Something that's hard to find. And they're just who they are. They're just who they are. And I think that smart people can definitely learn. Not saying that smart people are not genuine, not saying that smart people can't love. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they can learn from a special needs child or adult because they're the most genuine, most loving, most purest people you ever want to meet. And they keep it real 100%. And they're actually good judge of characters. They know when you don't want to be bothered with them. They know when you don't like them. Okay? Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Okay? Okay, what else? Okay, so all right. I'm going to talk in this accent. Sometimes it's Australian, sometimes it's British. I'm not really sure. I'm just talking, and I was just thinking, how did I, as a young girl, decide that I wanted to mimic people from overseas? And I was trying to think, was it Downtown Julie Brown? Y'all remember her? Downtown Julie Brown. I used to watch her on The Grind, I think it's called. And I was enamored with her because she was a black woman. She was beautiful. She talked with another language. She was sassy. She was fun. Something that you really don't find in a lot of personalities or celebrities nowadays, you know? Kind of uptight now. No, Downtown Julie Brown. Or it could have been Tracy Ullman. I used to watch her a lot when I was younger. Very, very funny lady. And she was actually socially aware as well. You know, if you go back and you look at her old shows, I remember, I believe it's on HBO, Tracy Ullman show. You know, she was very socially aware and she was very real and very funny. I remember it was this one sketch where she was a black lady at that time. She wasn't blackface, but it really didn't bother me then because she really looked like a black woman. And it was funny because she was saying, you know, how black women look so good in their ages and they look so young and so sweet. But then she was, you know, digging for her blood pressure medicine. It was absolutely hilarious. I wish I could find that. Maybe I can, probably on YouTube. But anyway, so that's how I think that I began mimicking them and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah. So what? I'm a little bit crazy. So what? So what? I'm a little bit crazy. Okay, all right. That's enough of that. This video gonna be a little shorter. Okay, just a tip. If you come in to work late and your boss tells you you have one more time to be late or you're fired, this is not time to panic. And it's not time to become anxiety, you know, have anxiety attacks or get anxious. Or, you know, definitely you should try your best to get there on time. But I think it's time to start looking for another job. I think you need to start getting your resumes in and looking because a lot of people are late. And some people get looked over, you know, no matter what. They don't care if they're late. They like that person. They want them there at the company. And then others, they just don't like you, so they're going to use excuse the reason why they want you gone. And then some companies really do not tolerate tardiness, so they will get rid of you. But if they're telling you you're going to be fired, then it's time to, you know, you don't want to be at that company. It's time to ship up, do better, you know. Stay there as long as you can, but in the meanwhile, start looking for a job because it's the beginning of the end. The writing's on the wall when it comes to that. It's on the wall, baby. It's time to start looking. And so if they do let you go, you got something lined up, or you can just, hey, leave on your own recognizance. You know, you leaving because you want to leave, not because somebody tell you you got to go. And that's the best way to go. That's the best way to go. Leave when you want to leave, okay? What else did I want to talk about? Kawasaki. Kawasaki is a name brand for a lot of things like motorcycles and keyboards and things like that. But it's also a disease. And I am a survivor. I survived Kawasaki. It affects mainly infants and children under 3. I was under 1 when I had it, and it affected me to whereas I would have extremely high fevers to the point where I was beet red, and it was just bad. I was hospitalized. I was in the hospital so long that I started walking, and they wanted to keep me. They was like, we want to run some more tests, we want to do this, we want to do that, and your daughter's gonna have to be on medication for the rest of her life. My mother was like, once I got better, and she was like, okay, thank you so much, deuces. Okay, no, my daughter will not be a guinea pig, and she will not be on medication. So thank God that I had a strong mother. But I was in the hospital laid up for a long time, and if you don't get help for Kawasaki, which is a disease that originates in Asia, it's very common in Asian people. So I probably got some Asian blood in me. I was told I do, but you know, haven't done the DNA thingy. So but if you get to it at a proper time, at a good time, you could be, you know, cured and be okay. But there are long-term effects. Some of the effects affect the nervous system. So if you have a child and you're going through it, you got someone with Kawasaki, no, that is not an end all, and you can make it through it if you get the proper care. And I'm a survivor. I'm here, y'all. I'm probably a little crazy, got a little issues, but I'm here. Okay. All right, Kawasaki. If someone's has, you know, more questions on that, you just drop a comment, and I'll get any information. There's also websites, and there's also accounts you can follow on Instagram that talks a lot about Kawasaki. All right. Also, oh, this battery about to die. I wanted to talk about briefly breath holders. Have you ever heard of a breath holder? That's me. I'm a breath holder. It's crazy. Basically, somebody who holds their breath unknowingly, unconsciously. You know, you don't know you do it. And I do it more now that I'm older. And I looked it up, and it's common, you know, mostly in babies, though. You know, sometimes a baby will hold their breath till they're blue, and mama calling 911, rush them to the hospital, and then when they get there, they're breathing. They're like, ain't nothing wrong with your baby, you know, just a breath holder. So, but it can get complicated, especially if your baby turning blue and things of that nature. But me, it affects me because I have a tendency to hold my breath when I'm doing things, strenuous things. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to fall out. You know, like, why am I feeling dizzy? Like, because you're holding your breath. Breathe, fool. So I have to remember to breathe. Also, people who hold their breath are more focused on concentration and getting a specific thing done, and they're concentrating. And they're holding their breath while they do it. So that's what I do. My mother was a breath holder too. That's who I got it from. You know, sometimes we'll be talking, or I'll just be by her, and I'll just be hearing her, you know, slowly letting air out. I'm like, Mama, breathe. Will you breathe? And we just laugh about it because we both knew that we were breath holders. You're like, girl, shut up. So I am a breath holder. I hate it because I don't want to hold my breath, but I do. So crazy. But my heart goes out to the parents who have little kids that be holding their breath till they turn blue. Oh my goodness. Wow, who does that? Me. Breath holders. That's so funny. God is so cool, isn't he? Like, we're so dynamic in different ways. Like, no one could create us like that. Like, no man, no woman, no scientist, nobody. You know, nobody. You know, I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if you're part of the elite or whatever. No one could create humans and just have them so different and dynamic, and no one sharing the same DNA. Except for twins, right? Because they come out of one egg and they separate, and so they have the same DNA. But for the most part, yeah, it's just mind-boggling sometimes if you sit back and you think about just everything God has done. It's like such a miracle that a baby can be in someone's stomach for 9 months and not die from suffocation. You know, that's a miracle. That's why I know that, the things that are stated in the Bible are so true. They're so true. Just take time and just listen and read, and you know, get someone to help you. Excuse me, to understand what the Bible is saying. It will set you free. It'll set you free, free from anxieties and lies. Once you get the truth, nobody can tell you a lie. And if you stay in it and keep yourself afloat and keep up with the chariot, no one can tell you a lie. No one, because you know the truth. And it helps me keep going. It helps me live day by day. Definitely. But today is so beautiful. It's so nice. I had to do it outside today. So hopefully the weather, it gets better. I can do more videos outside. And this is a different feeling. But I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and if you like it, if you have a comment, and please subscribe. Yeah, so, and I'm doing this for the people, you know. I'm not doing it for anything else but for the people, to help people. And it helps, like I said before, if you've been watching, it helps me too, because I got issues of my own, and you know, I'm taking care of a special needs child, 19 years old, grown, and he's getting big. You know, he's getting bigger than me, and he's strong, and I know that I cannot make it on my own, but I know with the help of God, Jehovah, and his son Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, I can get through anything, you know. And just knowing them, and that they know everything. Jehovah knows everything. Jesus knows everything, because Jehovah tells him.